UCLA, who's one of the great post-game rants and meltdowns that you can ever witness and listen to. But Mick Cronin was not happy with the question asked about the student section for Michigan State following UCLA's blowout loss to the Spartans. Let's take a listen.
What was your thought from the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
You really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm. Just
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
I love him. I've also, by the way, Prisco used the term rat's ass yesterday on the show.
You never heard that before?
Well, no, of course I've heard it. Come on, my dad used it all the time, but I didn't know the origin of it. I actually looked it up. I've got some information on that next hour here on the show.
Okay.
So, some rat's ass information next hour on the show for you.
And finally, we have the ugly Sheriff VAR. It's all yours.
I mean, the MLB. you got to step down because you smashing your sister-in-law. That's pretty ugly, man.
Wow.
That is what you call rounding the bases. Well, there you go.
False and strike, baby.
For the week. I don't think it deserves any more explanations. Stay away from the in-laws, man. Stay away from the sisters too, and the brothers. You know. No family.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. And do you ever feel a little bit awkward seeing your neighbor? Like you don't know what to say? Now, Rocket and Redfin found most of us want stronger connections in our neighborhoods, but only a third of us actually know who lives next door. But here's the good news. Connection doesn't need a big gesture. It just needs a first one. So today, start small. A wave, a quick hello. That's how neighbors turn into people you actually know. Find your newest neighbors at redfin.com.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
An accident closes down 183 northbound at FM 1869. There's an accident blocking the left lane on both northbound and southbound sides of 183 at Balm Road. And now 2 right lanes are blocked off due to a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 45. It's causing a 20-minute backup from FM 2001. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you're hiring, Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
It really is that big. The huge wine sale at Specs. Cheers to savings.
And the winner of the iHeart Podcast Award is...
You can decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
Or wherever you may be listening. This is a winding down Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300. So, Texas football with a schedule change? We will discuss.
What?
John Miller has his squad rolling as they win their 5th straight SEC matchup. Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman joins us at 7:34. Texas baseball handles Lamar, and the Cowboys might welcome a Longhorn. We will discuss. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. If it's good enough, you might hear it on air. If it's not, we still might make fun of you. But it's all good right here on the morning kickoff. I want to get into this conversation because we've talked about scheduling and how certain things may have to be done. Hopefully, we've heard from Chris Del Conte. We heard from Coach Sark that 2 games that will not be changed are the games between Ohio State, which will be here next year. We talked about that yesterday. This season. Sorry, not next year, this season. But the following year, in 2027, the Michigan Wolverines will make their appearance here at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. But in the near future, we thought that there may be some cancellations and some changes abound for some future games. And sources came out yesterday, and this is courtesy of our guy Chip Brown over at Horns 247. He said that the home-and-home football series with Arizona State in 2032 and 2033 has been canceled. Now, people are like, man, that's so far away. Why does it even matter? Because you still have to go out there and fill those games.
You got to go find
So
one.
you got to go, yes, you got to make sure that you have another opponent.
And who wants to put Texas on their schedule in the up-and-coming seasons all the way to 35 maybe? It looks like Texas is going to be pretty good.
Well, not only that, you want that check. That's the main thing. For a lot of these schools, when they come in to play, they get that check, especially the lesser school, like Texas State and UTSA is getting a check to come in to play the University of Texas. So you still want to look at those types of opportunities, but we also talked about how the landscape of college football has changed. Texas will be playing 9 SEC games. So each week is going to be tough enough as it is, and you don't want to put another I'm not going to say they're running
blue
from the
blood.
smut.
You don't want to put a blue blood in there.
But you want to make sure that the fan base gets what they need.
You don't want to play Costco Tech.
Hey, man. James going to be texting me in a minute talking about why you talking about
Costco.
I
love Costco, but I don't want to play their team.
You love Costco.
Hey, man, don't make me come over there. I'm just saying, we don't want to play a cupcake.
Yeah, you want to make sure.
Texas can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's all the money people spend to come to that stadium. They want Texas to have a contest too.
Right.
They don't want to see just them run through teams.
Well, here's another part of this. So if you look at the schedule, we talked about it. Ohio State will be here in 2027. We also have Michigan coming in. But in 2028, Notre Dame. We go to Notre Dame, and then in 29, Notre Dame comes here.
Ooh.
So there's a lot that is being broken down along the way. And Texas has to figure out a way to make the balance of the schedule, because if they don't expand the college football playoffs, which it doesn't seem like they're going to this year, moving forward, hopefully there may be an opportunity for it to be expanded. You also got to look at the wear and tear of the games that you're going to be playing in the SEC. There's a lot to digest when each week, like Texas played all Power 5 teams last year.
Yeah. I meant to ask you yesterday, what did you think about the plan for 24, where they eliminated all of the championship games and people got a bye, and then the next game everybody played?
Well, if I'm fine with them eliminating the championship game, because I mean, at the end of the schedule, if you're the top team at the top, you win.
What is it worth?
Yeah, what does that mean to you? It's sponsorships and things like that. But for me, the biggest question that I have is, why are we taking so much time off? Why is it a month, 3 weeks before you get back on the field? You have to go ahead and continue this momentum to get it done, so the season doesn't always have to roll into January, the end of January. Now you're going up against football, NFL.
Well, I in my opinion, it's nothing etched in stone, but I thought that was to make sure that all the teams, was healthy and got their players back. But with the portal and the NIL, it changed everything, because now you have people that opt out.
Exactly. That's why you got to play the games just like a
regular game,
like you do in the NFL. You don't have 3 weeks off for you to go out there and rest
in Super Bowl.
And that's it. But you got to get to that game. So if that's the process, get it to where everybody's playing back to back to back to back. Then you advance to the championship. Then you get a couple weeks off to regroup, make sure that everybody's there, because you mentioned it. The transfer portal is a part of this. If they don't change that, you got so many other things that are going on that will not.
They would negate that anyway.
Exactly. So there's a lot to break down in that. Yesterday we were talking about the Heisman Trophy, way too early predictions for it, and I was like, well, they ain't got that much going out there.
That they did it.
Well, they did it. The Heisman Trophy odds brought to you by Bet Online, has at the bottom Lenora Sellers, quarterback for USC, South Carolina, that is, not the Trojans, plus 1,800. He is, by the way, there's only one non-quarterback on this list, just FYI. And remember, this coming draft was supposed to be the draft of the quarterbacks. Well, everybody decided they wanted to come back to college, and now Lenora Sellers, plus 1,800. John Mateer, Oklahoma's quarterback, plus 1,600. Jeremiah Smith, the only non-quarterback on this list, is at plus 1,400. Sam Levitt left Arizona State, the aforementioned. Now he's at LSU, plus 1,300. Julian Sayin, the quarterback for Ohio State, plus 1,200. Josh Hoover, former TCU quarterback, now the quarterback for the defending national champion Indiana Hoosiers, plus 1,000. Dante Moore decided he wanted to come back to Oregon. He, too, is plus 1,000. CJ Carr, the quarterback for Notre Dame, plus 750. Coming in second place, Trinidad Chambliss, who is still going through the court battle, he's plus 650. And number one on your list and number one in your heart, but he's number 16 in your program. Arch Manning comes in at plus 600. I have no problem with this list at all. I'm just glad to see that people do realize the process in which Arch went through last year to where he is now. He's a totally different quarterback. He's a totally different type of player. He's settled in. And I think this year is going to be huge for Arch.
Yeah, I think that he'll have one of those Cam Newton type seasons.
Whoa.
Yeah. He can run it just as effectively. I told you before that Arch Manning, when he was a freshman, that he was more Cam Newton than he was Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't an established passer yet.
No.
Yeah, but he definitely could
He's
use
evolved
his legs.
into that.
Exactly.
But he's still got Cam Newton traits and Vince Young traits. You know, anytime that you can get your speed up to 22.8, that's 23 miles an hour. Arch Manning will probably run a 4.40 or less.
Yeah, he's a big guy that can rumble for sure.
Yeah, it's when you have a guy that's an athlete like that with his abilities, it's like you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't.
Yeah, the main thing for Arch is he's got to continue to stay healthy, and now he's got some other weapons that he can go to. We talked a little bit about the run game. We talked about the wide receiver group and what that brings to the table for Texas.
We're going to do a whole segment about that.
We are. Top of the hour, we will talk all things Texas Longhorns. Which part of this team would you like to see get better? Is it the offense? Is it the defense? Or is it the special teams? Or is it all three? Because there are some things that happened last year that affected every aspect of the game. So we'll see how that plays out.
There is another factor too.
Okay, we'll let you talk about it. We could just now continuing to make all things hype about football, but we got to talk the hype about basketball because Texas is rolling on the hardwood, and we'll talk about it when we come back right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is your voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn basketball. We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening tip and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll visit with Texas head coach Sean Miller on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorns basketball, the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
On 1300 The Zone.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeartCountry Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All lanes are back open on I-35 northbound after an accident at FM 1327 has clear, but you're still pretty backed up from Kyle Crossing. Right now, about a 30-minute slowdown. Over on 183 northbound, all lanes are blocked off due to an accident at FM 1869. There's also a crash on 183 at William Cannon Drive. I'm Jason Fossett with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by NASCAR at COTA.
This isn't just race day. It's one big Texas-sized weekend. Big-time action on the track and big memories with your crew. February 27th through March 1st. Get tickets at NASCAR@COTA.com.
Dave Matthews Band is coming to Moody Center. May 11th. On sale Friday, February 20th at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Don't miss Dave Matthews Band Live.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
There's hot chicken, and then there's Stumble 22 hot chicken. Crispy, golden, made to order perfection with heat that either sneaks up slow or knocks you sideways. Your choice. 6 spice levels mean you can keep it cool, turn it up, or go all the way to what was I thinking? And don't forget the made from scratch sides and pies. The perfect backup when things get really spicy. Fresh fried, flavor loaded, Texas born. Tumble 22. Hear that crunch calling your name?
Tired of one price online and another at the dealership? At Steel Round Rock GMC, no markups, no addendums, just transparent pricing. Plus, we made it easier than ever to find a vehicle to fit your budget. Visit SteelGMCRoundRock.com and shop by payment, like a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab lease for just $299 a month. Come see why we're the fastest growing GMC dealership in Central Texas. Steel GMC in Round Rock. Everything we do is driven by you. GMC, we are professional grade.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the OSAA, are the 99,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Oregon. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
Longhorns inbound the Swain in traffic at a shot block. Got it back. In trouble. Reverses it back out front. Into the corner. Heidi drives around traffic for a slam dunk. Nick Cody off to Pope. Top of the arc. Pope, a step back three-pointer. Good. Longhorns with the basketball. Up by 5. A 2-3 LSU zone. Driving in the middle of it. Wilcher out to Pope. A contested three, and it's good. Third converted three-pointer of the first half for Jordan Pope. Into the front court now is Pope. Between the legs on the dribble to the left side. Sends it to Vocatitis. Down the lane for a slam dunk. And a timeout, LSU. Come on, Mark trying to be that guy. And it is. Knocks down the three. Mark hits the three-pointer to the left side. Ball knocked out of the hands. Mark steals it away from Mosley. Into the front court. Wilcher in the corner. Heidi wide open for three. You bet. Timeout, LSU. Texas up by 17. Dalen backs it out with 10 to shoot. Now drives into the paint. Goes around traffic and scores off the glass. He went right around Pablo Tamba and scored off the glass. Out front, Jordan Pope. Trying to drive in. Steps, stops, goes. Modest, Vocatitis down the lane. Gets the bucket in one. Now to Kendall Weaver. Weaver off to Cam Heidi. Heidi steps around Tamba. Down the lane for a slam dunk. Went around Tamba and threw it down. Ball on the floor, now to Teron Mark. Mark trying to drive it on Sutton, who has 4 fouls. Goes up, high off the glass, too firm, missed it. Got his own rebound, the follow's there. How about the follow there for Teron Mark? He has 16. Texas up 8 again, 81-73 with 3:40 to go. 3 seconds, 2 out to McKinnon. He'll drive in and puts it in at the buzzer. It'll count, but the Longhorns will get a 3-point win. The final score, 88-85.
Texas ends up winning that game last night, and it was good for them to get the victory, but some of the same things kind of reared its ugly head when you think about what happens when you have a 17-point lead, as you heard from Craig Way, and we'll talk a little bit more about Craig in just a little bit, but 88-85, Texas wins the ball game for their 5th straight victory in the SEC, making it the first time since late in the 2019-2020 season that they have recorded 5 consecutive regular season conference victories. Once again, they were led by Dalen Swain. Swain had a team-high 21 points and 10 rebounds. Also, Matis Vocatitis came in, had a double-double as well with 17 points and 10 boards. Swain did his in only 21 minutes because he had some foul trouble. Tremont Mark did his thing. He and Jordan Pope had 18 points apiece. But I want you to hear from Sean Miller talking about halftime, the adjustments at halftime, and how all season long it's been one of those things that has been an Achilles heel for Texas.
You guys all are very familiar faces at this point. You've kind of watched our team. You know, you almost at halftime could have predicted what was going to happen ahead of time. You know, we had a big lead. You know, we have to guard against complacency. We have to set the tone. You have to be a two-way team, meaning you have to be able to connect defense with offense and offense with defense.
And that was one of the things too, Mark. You sit there and you've watched this team and we understand exactly what it is that we're seeing. But goodness gracious, when you have a 17-point lead, you have to find a way to put your foot on their throat.
Well, you also have to call a timeout when you come out of the break in the first 3 minutes. Every time that Mark got the ball, he got trapped. So they changed their defensive philosophy and strategy in the second half, which is a good move. That's a good coaching move. So you got to play the chess game too. You can't just put it all on effort, and you can't just put it all on what you were doing in the first half, because they made adjustments to try to stop what you were doing in the first half. And I thought that at some point they would have said no, like run off the screeners and dribble and go to the basket. Like now you're trailing. So those guys have to be able to make the adjustment on the floor, but you make that adjustment as a coach too. So it's team. It's not just the players not, holding up their side. Everybody's got to hold up their side.
Texas shot 34 free throws, though. So they were going to the basket. I mean, it wasn't like they were just standing on the perimeter. You saw Cam
No, I didn't
Heidi
say
get in
that
there.
they were standing on the perimeter. I'm saying that that's the strategy to trapping is when you get the ball, go to the basket.
Yeah. And, you look at what Cam Heidi was able to do. He wasn't shooting threes as much, but he was definitely dunking on people and taking his aggression to the rim. Trayvon Mark doing what he always does. He's become very consistent, kind of like Dalen Swain. We know what we're going to expect from him. But one of the biggest stories was about Jordan Pope and the substitution. Jordan understood that there's going to be a switch. You got to be able to switch on the screen because they had Max Miniman was on fire for them, and Mac McKinnon, was their best three-point shooter. He was also getting to the rim. He finished with 27 points. They had 4 guys in double figures. But you have to make a switch, and if you didn't make the switch, it was time for you to go to the bench, and Coach Miller was asked about the switch, the substitution, and what was going through his mind at that time.
Actually, my thoughts were there's this hill that's right outside of Moody, between Moody and BBR. I don't know if you guys see it. Yeah. A couple of our teams actually train, like they do conditioning on it. And I was wondering if we could get them to go out there at the timeout, run a couple hills and bring them back, and then put them back in, for missing the switch. That's actually was actually on my mind when it happened. But it's just accountability. It's nothing personal. It's not, I can't believe it. I hate you. That's not it. It's, what we talk about is the switch. On that particular play, it's crucial you switch, because if you don't, McKinnon is going to shoot a 3. Are we clear? Is everybody on it? Talk about echo the call. You heard it. Did you tell your teammate? Did you remind your teammate? Did your teammate remind his teammate? Are we in it? Are we locked in on the details of the game? And then you go out and you miss that switch and he makes a 3. Oftentimes that's the play that does you in. So it's not about getting upset with him as much as, to your point, just trying to make sure he understands the severity of missing that as a basketball player. It's the difference between winning and losing, and having him to be more alert in that scenario. So long story short, that's it.
Yeah. I also think that you talk about somebody that was hot shooting threes. Pope was hot shooting threes. He was 3 for 3 in the first half and didn't shoot another 3 the rest of the game. What's up with that? Like, I'm going to scheme it, or I'm going to tell my team, "Hey, I'm hot, man. Like, let's give me one."
Well, he had open looks. He just wanted to do ball fake and drive. He had some looks to be able to shoot threes. The one thing, though, that I continue to try to understand about this team, and it's not just them. If you watch basketball and you're paying attention to all these other teams, it's like you do so well to go into halftime. As we said, they were up playing good basketball. And then all of a sudden you come back out and you just don't bring the same energy. It goes from middle school, high school, college. And in the NBA, everybody always says everybody goes on the run no matter where you're at. But you can prevent a lot of that by coming out with the same intensity. It's like even when they warm up coming out of halftime, they don't look like they're warming up to start a game.
Wow.
That's the frustrating thing for me, and which goes back to Coach Sean Miller's point. It's like, I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink it. I have to be able to trust that you're old enough now to understand what the importance of every possession is. And if you don't see that, that's on you. That has nothing to do with coaching. That has a lot to do with pride as well. It's on who you are as an individual. Yes, it's a team sport. But if you hold the next man to you accountable and he holds the next man to him accountable and so on, that's what it's all about. That's how you become champions.
Yeah. I get it.
It's just they're winning. That's 5 straight
He was
games.
exactly right, though. Like, if you know what the switch is, you know what the call is in that case. And somebody's got to be the guy on the floor that's reminding everybody.
Yeah.
I guarantee you TJ Ford would have had everybody on, hey, watch the switch.
Well, he said it. It's echo. It's echo. You got to make the call back to me to make sure that you understand what the situation is, and you did not get to that point. So we'll see what ends up happening, but congratulations to the Texas men as they win their 5th straight, first time since 2019-2020. Coming up next, our guy Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joins us to have all conversations about Texas women's basketball and what he's seen from the baseball team right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
iHeartRadio.
Olympics update.
American figure skater Alyssa Liu finished 3rd in the women's short program. She's just over 2 points behind the leader, Japan, in the first 2 spots. Liu thrilled to be back on the Olympic stage.
I was so happy. I'm so emotional because this program means so much.
Medals will be handed out following the free skate tomorrow. Meanwhile, 9 more medal events at the Olympics today, including the men's and women's snowboard slopestyle finals.
For NBC's live coverage from Italy, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
An early morning accident closes down all lanes on 183 northbound at FM 1869. Plan for 20 minutes to be added to your drive on I-35 northbound going from FM 150 to Highway 45. You're also stop and go on 290 westbound from FM 1100 to FM 973, about a 10-minute delay. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Hardge here in February means President's Day savings all month long at Cover Ford Huddle. Right now, get $21,158 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Super Duty F-250 SRW Shelby Super Baja. Or make it love at first drive with $11,638 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. See dealer for details. Community driven since 1909 and trucks that show up for you every single day. That's President's Day savings all month long at Cover Ford Huddle, right off of 79 in Huddle, coverfordhuddle.com, and they're now open on Saturdays.
Get ready, Austin. Planet Fitness is celebrating the grand opening of their brand new Lake Creek location on North 183 on Friday, February 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. Join Mark Henry and 1300 The Zone, and you can register to win UT men's and women's basketball tickets. No membership required. Everyone is welcome. Bring a guest, tour the sparkling new gym, and try out their amazing amenities. Join Planet Fitness, Mark Henry, and 1300 The Zone for free food, fun contest, and awesome prizes. Plus, you can meet Austin FC stars John Gallagher and Jaden Nelson. Only at Planet Fitness, Lake Creek, February 27th. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
Running for office means having something important to say. Radio is the most personal medium out there. Voters hear the real you, exactly the way you want to be heard. No filters, no AI, just your voice, your message. And it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Call now and be on the air in just 48 hours. 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The Spurs signed veteran center Mason Plumlee to a 10-day contract as they return from the All-Star break tomorrow night. Host the Suns. Astros continue spring training as they get ready to open Grapefruit League play Saturday against the Nationals. At the Winter Olympics, U.S. men's hockey face off against Sweden in the quarterfinals today after going 3-0 in preliminary play to earn the number 2 seed. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Lowe's.
At Lowe's, Blueprint Takeoffs turn your blueprints into quotes faster. Bring your plans to the Lowe's Pro Desk and get help streamlining the estimating process. Then when your order's ready, Lowe's delivers to the job site.
This month, iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026 Winter Games. Ocala, Florida might seem like an unlikely home for a Winter Olympian, but Erin Jackson is a sprinter in a league of her own. After making history as the first Black woman to win an individual Winter Olympic gold medal, she returns to the ice faster than ever. A former inline skater, she dominates the 500-meter sprint with explosive power and arrives in Italy to defend her crown. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. It's that time. It's Wednesday. So who else do we go to? But our guy Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And safety first, Danny. Safety first. Make sure that seatbelt is locked in and ready to go. But let's get right into it. We'll talk a little Texas baseball in just a moment. But right now, I want to talk Texas women's basketball. When you have a chance to look at this Texas women's team, the way that certain things have been happening, it has been an interesting run. You know, they get beat, Rory doesn't play, then they come back, Rory plays a more efficient game, Booker plays a more efficient game, and they find a way to get it done. What is this little roller coaster that we're on right now?
I mean, I think we got to be a little careful with I'm going to sound like Vic Schaefer. You know, we got to be careful with saying people are benched or whatever. But like, I think we need to be a little careful with talking about it in bad terms for Texas. I mean, Texas played a good Vanderbilt team on the road. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you are going to lose games. They played a good LSU team at their place and lost. They played South Carolina, which has been the gold standard outside of UConn for the last decade or so, in their place and lost. I mean, sometimes that's just going to happen. It's not an indictment on Texas. It's not an indictment on, it's probably a little insulting to, these other teams that they're losing to, these good teams, the top 10 teams. It's like, oh my God, Texas lost the game. It's like, it sometimes happens when you're on the road. We'll see what happens on a neutral court. We'll see what happens if, these teams ever come to, play Texas at Moody Center down the road. But sometimes you're just going to have a bad game. This is a league with a lot of parity. There's probably about 10 teams that could probably, have a legitimate argument for getting hot and winning it all, outside of UConn, which is, obviously undefeated and doing what they're doing, but haven't really played anyone in the last month or so. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a roller coaster. I think it's just Texas ran into a really good Vanderbilt team, responded by beating an all right Tennessee team on the road, and even that had a little bit of drama. But this is college basketball. There's a lot of parity, and sometimes you're just going to have one of those nights.
Danny, you were there up close and personal. Like, what was the reasoning that you, in your opinion, that Texas suffered that loss?
I mean, I wasn't up close and personal. I don't know how much money you think the Statesman has. They were sending me on the road to Nashville for that game.
Program, sir.
I was definitely watching from home. But it's just one of those things. Once again, Michaela Blakes is probably the SEC player of the year, maybe the national player of the year, unless you want to give it to Sarah Strong over at UConn. So you run into a great player who had 34 and was pretty efficient, really good at drawing fouls. So that got Texas into some trouble. Texas, once again, could not really shoot 3-pointers outside of Jordan Lee in that game. And, Texas played poorly. And then, Aubrey Galban, who's a freshman at Vanderbilt, was a really underrated coming into the season, has kind of come into her own. She played really well. Jock was out there, playing like she wanted to remind these Texas fans what they missed out on when she left. I mean, it was just a perfect storm. Vanderbilt played really well. Texas played poorly. And, Vic had his things to say in the post-game press conference.
Danny, Texas is on the road. They're going to Bud Walton Arena. This is going to be the makeup game from the from the January 25th game that was postponed. and it changes very quickly for Texas. You go from Tennessee to Arkansas, and then you play Mississippi State. This is a quick turnaround for this Texas women's basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, that is the unfortunate thing about having that cancellation for this Texas team is now you just have a stretch where they don't have any breaks, and they probably could have used one coming up that stretch of 5 games against ranked opponents. But that's kind of them's the breaks. I mean, Arkansas isn't the greatest team in the world. Mississippi State is obviously has been struggling since Vic left. So it's not the toughest competition, but this is the SEC, and if you play a poor game, maybe not against Arkansas, but if you play a poor game against a Mississippi State, against a Georgia or an Alabama down the road who are ranked in our tournament teams, you're going to lose. So unfortunately for Texas, they're going to be pretty weary going to the SEC tournament, because that's going to be a stretch of like 7 out of 9 games against ranked opponents, and no buys during that 9-game stretch. That's a haul, but that's also, I guess, what they get nice long break between the end of the SEC tournament, whenever that is for Texas, and the NCAA tournament.
Danny, fortunate enough for Texas, they have plenty of depth. You think that'll be something that comes into play?
Yeah, I mean, the depth is never a bad thing. I mean, we've seen Texas use its depth, throughout this season. Different people have stepped up when other people are struggling. It helps, if they were just relying on a Rory Harmon, if they're just relying on a Madison Booker, if one of those were having a bad game, that'd be a problem. But a Jordan Lee can step up, and Aaliyah Crump can step up. Obviously, they have those posts who kind of balance each other up. Taya Sidbury's kind of come on strong these past couple of months as she's gotten healthy. Justice Carlton, when Vic isn't benching her for whatever reason, Vic decided to bench her against Tennessee. She's played really well this past month. So Ashton Judd is a senior veteran who hasn't played well at times, but also played really well in that Ole Miss game. And Texas probably doesn't beat Ole Miss if Ashton doesn't come off the bench and do what she did late. So Bree Preston, I mean, that's your backup point guard, and she's playing the entire second half against Vanderbilt and came up with that huge steal against Tennessee. So this is a Texas team that has depth. It's not just going to be a Rory and Madison show. I mean, those two need to play well. Texas is going to win a national title, but there are other people who can step up and make big plays for this Texas team.
And both of those are up for the Naismith Award, postseason award. Rory Harmon and Madison Booker are finalists in that type of award. Let's go to the diamond, Danny, because baseball season is underway for Texas Longhorns this past weekend against Cal Davis. Slow starts on Friday and Saturday on the mound, but they found a way to get it done. Ruger Riojas and Luke Harrison, cool hand Luke was able to go out there and handle it, but Dylan Volantis ends up getting SEC co-pitcher of the week. Impressive performance, and that offense, it's going to be deadly. It's going to be tough outs all the way up and down.
Yeah, I think if you're a Texas fan, you definitely saw what you wanted from this team this weekend. I mean, there were some little bumps and bruises, but sometimes it's good to see your Friday starter overcome some adversity, because last year, especially the way the season ended for Ruger, he may not have bounced back from that, but he, that after that first inning, he was pretty much lights out the entire way. Luke Harrison, we know what Luke Harrison is at this point, and obviously Dylan Volantis is Dylan Volantis. I always kind of laugh at these, co-player, co-hitter, co-pitcher, or these weekly awards when they're playing these garbage teams. I mean, it doesn't really matter anything. I mean, you did what you're supposed to do. But this Texas team obviously looked pretty good, and last night overcame a little bit of adversity against the Lamar team. That kind of gave them some trouble in the fall, but that's the Lamar team you're supposed to beat. And then they came back and under some an early deficit and got the job done. But the offense looks good. The pitching looks good. We'll see what it actually looks like when they actually did play a real team. But it's what you want, because if they had dropped 1 or 2 this weekend, we'd be in panic mode right now. So you got what you wanted out of the beginning of the season.
Well, this weekend is going to be a challenge for them. Mississippi State. Michigan State is coming in town. They played well against Louisville, went 2-1, almost swept Louisville. And Louisville's a team that everybody's looking at and was expecting to get off to a great start. So they will be challenged this weekend. But I wanted to get your thoughts on 2 new players. Anthony Pack Jr., the right fielder, who probably, when Jonah gets back, will probably be playing left field and getting an opportunity there. And Aiden Robbins is good as advertised.
Yeah, Aiden, we this is what we expected from Aiden Robbins. I mean, this is why Texas went out and made him a priority this offseason, and why his phone was blowing up from multiple teams as soon as he decided to, enter the transfer portal. What he hit, like 420 something last year. I mean, that's regardless.
433.
Regardless of where you are. I mean, that's a very impressive average, and he is what we expected him to be. Anthony Pack Jr. That's going to be. It's a good young talent. That's a freshman who was a top 200, top 250 prospect, decided to come to school. There's going to be bumps and bruises. I think you saw that on Friday. I think Texas, or on Sunday, I think Texas should be very glad that the next hit was a double, because that may have been a controversy if Dylan had gotten that no hitter, and people were wondering whether or not that should have been a hit or an error. But those adjustments are going to be needed as a freshman outfielder. Defensively, there's probably going to be some adjustments needed offensively, and when Jonah comes back, and all of a sudden they kind of have some more options in the outfield, and you can figure out whether you want to play Larson or Gumbo or Anthony in left field. I mean, that's a good problem for Schloss to have. But obviously Anthony Pack, that's what you wanted to see from your freshman, and he's kind of been under the radar because everyone's been Aiden Robbins, everyone's been excited for him, and Jonah coming back, everyone's been excited for him. But Anthony kind of showed, hey, I'm round two. I came to school for a reason. Don't overlook me.
No doubt about it. There he is, Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. As always, man, thanks for taking the time.
I go get my teeth cleaned, so the smile looks great next week.
Come on, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk Texas baseball. We're going to hear they played a game last night against Lamar, and Texas gets the victory right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeart Radio app.
Texas softball is back. Catch the Longhorns as they defend their national championship.
Texas wins the national championship.
Listen to every big hit. High and deep, a grand slam. Every strikeout.
Swing and a miss.
All season long. Search Retro Austin on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
An early morning accident closes down all lanes on 183 northbound at FM 1869. Plan for 20 minutes to be added to your drive on I-35 northbound going from FM 150 to Highway 45. You're also stop and go on 290 westbound from FM 1100 to FM 973, about a 10-minute delay. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Always running out of hot water? You can count on Abacus to help. Get a 40 to 50-gallon water heater for just $22.99 with warranty and zero-down financing, as low as $36.33 a month. Call or visit abacusplumbing.com today into 0628.
World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry here, and it's another week closer to the grand opening of Round Rock's newest and soon-to-be best sports bar in Austin, Rowdy Cowboy. They have 32 draft beers and craft cocktails and 70 big screen TVs. Their Texas-sized menu, from everything handmade onion rings to choice steaks, and of course, the hottest rowdy cowgirls in Texas. So saddle up and get ready to hit the trail to Rowdy Cowboy for the grand opening March 13th. Doors open at 11 a.m. I-35 north of the 45 loop.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose?
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Delivering more is just how we do business at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Get more selection with our huge inventory of brand new Fords and quality pre-owned rides. More value with bigger deals and more confidence with our Austin family that's been serving Central Texas drivers for over 2 decades. Whether you're hauling gear to Zilker Park or commuting down Mopac, you get more with the team that knows Ford best. Group 1 Ford of South Austin, home of transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons. Visit us on South I-35 or online at group1fordofsouthaustin.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
There are currently more than 200 Beaumont area children in foster care and not enough licensed families to provide them with a safe and loving home. If you would like to learn more about becoming a foster family for children in need, call Buckner Children and Family Services at 409-866-0976. That's 409-866-0976. Or visit Buckner.org.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Sweeping breaking ball. Oh, well, this one is hit well. Out to left, and you can say goodnight to it. Carson Tinney, his first home run as a Texas Longhorn. Line drive shot over the left field wall, and the Longhorns are on the board. It's 3-1 Lamar. Transferring in from Stanford and drives one up the middle, a base hit. Becerra with an RBI single in from third to score is Casey Borba, and the Longhorns back within a run now at 3-2.
Here's the 2-1, and that one is swung on and drilled into right field, going back, and that ball will short hop the wall. And now it gets away. Mendoza's rounding third. He's going to score. The throw to third, Rodriguez in there with an RBI triple. Here's the 0-1. And that one is cued to short. That's going to get the run home. The throw to first is in time. The 0-2. Swung on, drilled down the right field line, slicing away, and that's going to fall. The Longhorns are going to take the lead. Misplayed in right field by Valentine. 2 runs will score, and Becerra's going to third. Another triple, and Texas leads it 6-4. That one is swung on, drilled into left center field, slicing, and that's going to short hop the fence. Duplantiers on his horse, rounding third. No throw from short, and Texas adds again as Larson has an RBI double. First pitch, and this one is hit well into center field. Going back, and that ball is gone. Second home run as a Longhorn for Carson Tinney, and that was a laser just to the right of the Yeti yard. Pitch is swung on, drilled down the right field line. This might do it. Into the corner. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Duplantier coming home, and that will do it. A 3-run base hit from Maddox Mansour in his Longhorn debut, and Texas wins it by run rule. 14-4 is your final score. The Longhorns were down 4-2 coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Texas scores 12 runs from the bottom of the 5th here into the bottom of the 7th, and they're mobbing Mansour. What a moment for the freshman. His first hit as a Longhorn is a 3-run walk-off double to end the ball game. Your final score from UFC Dish Falk Field, Texas on a run rule, 14-4.
And Texas moves to 4-0 into the regular season. Texas is getting performances from all through the lineup. They got a chance to see a young pitcher on the mound. Jason Flores returns, and he got the start. Went inning and 2/3, giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, and only striking out 2. Ethan Walker comes in and does what he does, throws strikes and get people out. And then we got to see the big freshman, Sam Cozart. Got a chance to be on the mound going 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 4 strikeouts. He's going to be a big part of this Texas bullpen moving forward. But it's the bats that continue to be hot. Carson Tenney was able to go 2 of 3, got his first 2 home runs as a Texas Longhorn. Themo Bracera went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Anthony Pack Jr., a guy that we've been talking about, went 1 for 2, and Jaden Duplantier, who replaced him, went 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs himself. But if you noticed during that broadcast, you heard our guy Craig Way calling the first home run by Carson Tenney. Then you heard Roger Wallace calling the second home run from Carson Tenney. As we talked about yesterday, we had the discussion, will he call both games? Well, he did not disappoint. Craig Way, the voice of Texas Athletics, did a doubleheader himself and was able to call most of the baseball game and all of the basketball game. We set the over-under at, we know he's doing it, and that's exactly what he did. What'd you think, Mark?
I thought it was awesome. And one of the things that struck me the most was the fact that how animated he was in the basketball game.
Yeah.
Like, like it wasn't like he was tired. It just went through several innings of baseball, and then you got, was it the golf cart, or did he take a real cart? That's the real question.
Yeah.
But anyway it go, he got there, man, and from beginning to end, incredible energy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you calling him the real
He's the
MVP? He's the real MVP for being able to pull off that feat at, like you said,
I'm
at
surprised
a very
he
high
didn't
level.
do his show yesterday too.
He did.
Get out of
Like
here,
what
man.
you talking about? Yeah, he did his show.
I didn't hear the show
he
yesterday.
did the show from the ballpark.
That dude right there, man.
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
I'm sure he's as they say, icing his throat right now. He's
icing it?
Yeah, he's got to be ready to go for the next
Little
matchup.
lemon tea with honey.
And he knows how to do that as well. So, yeah, big-time stuff from our guy Craig Way, able to do both games, and, of course, both teams won. Texas baseball wins, and then Texas basketball does as well.
The lucky charm now.
Exactly. Hour number 1 is in the books. Coming up next, we will talk all things Texas football. Which part of the ball would you like to see improve the most? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
When Texas chills, Specs thrills. Keeping spirits high, glasses full, and the fun from freezing over. Bundle up with a bold bourbon or mix up mulled wine that'll melt the frost right off. Whatever your winter looks like, Specs keeps it toasty. Because when the temps dip, grab a jacket, light a fire, and keep the good times rolling. At Specs Wine, Spirits, and Finer Foods, the fun starts here.
Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com.
I'm here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law, Austin's largest veteran-owned personal injury law firm.
Hey, Craig, you're the best, but I got to tell you, you talk a lot.
Well, it's kind of my job.
That's right. And when you do one thing for as long as you have, you get pretty good at it.
Now I feel like you're calling me old.
Just experienced.
Yeah, just like the team at DJC Law. They have over 200 years combined experience and 500 trials.
Don't forget, a 99% win rate.
That's a winning team. If you've been injured, call DJC Law 512-888-9999 and get your justice. TeamJustice.com.
Principal office, Austin, Texas.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it really easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and the best selection of Goodyear tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan, see their Goodyear test results, tire ratings, and reviews. Be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
It's pretty simple. We're neighbors. We're in your city, talking about your town. You can't fake it. Take your favorite spot on the dial with you on the go. Download the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Guaranteed human.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff, even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Mike Hardball Hardge and world's strongest man, the Mark Henry. In hour number 1, we talked about the Heisman hype that is back with Arch Manning. And, of course, Texas football may be canceling some games against Arizona State. We also talked Texas men's basketball as they get the dub against LSU to move to 5 consecutive victories for the first time in a very long time here at the University of Texas. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joined us to talk Texas baseball and, of course, Texas women's basketball. But right now we want to talk Texas football. And what part of Texas football do you want to see improve? Is it the offense, is it the defense, or is it the special teams? A case can be made for all 3 of those position groups because the offense struggled at times to run the football. The defense struggled at times to stop guys from getting first downs because of the defensive alignment. And special teams wasn't as special, even though Ryan Niblett burst on the scene, and everybody was excited about him. But J.D. Pickle of On3 talked a little bit about Sark being a quarterback guy, but everything has to be done by running the football.
Texas is built to run the football in Steve Sarkisian's offense. Everyone thinks about Sark. They think about the cool suits he wears pregame, and they think about quarterbacks. Okay, that's what you think about with Steve Sarkisian. That makes sense. Developed a lot of really good ones. But Steve Sarkisian's offense, you set the table by running the ball. Like if Sark could run the ball for 200-plus yards every single game and throw like 20 passes, I think he would do that. Now, those 20 passes would be explosives because the defense would be a little bit too aggressive defending the run. Bottom line here, Texas, they weren't great last year offensively because they weren't great running the football. I mean, how many times have I told you about the stat where Sark every single year has had a 1,000-yard rusher, except for last year, your leading rusher had less than 600 yards. Coincidence? I think not. Both Raleek Brown and Hollywood Smothers will be dudes for you in the backfield. That is a massive effort to support Arch Manning better going into another year on the 40 acres.
Wow. That's a lot to be said. In my opinion, offensively, defensively, or special teams, if I had to pick one, I would say defense. The offense, I think, is going to take care of itself. I want to see what Coach Blood is going to do with these 5-star talents all over the place. Sometimes he's going to put them in a place where they have to go and earn those 5 stars. Can you do it? And if you can't, I'm going to find somebody that will. You won't see 3rd down and 7, a guy playing 10 yards off the ball now. You won't see it in his system. He don't play that. So there might be somebody get beat on a double move, but they won't be in on that play next time. It'll be somebody else. So the discipline that he brings is going to be very prevalent to all of us. You'll see it right away. My thing is not, and I alluded to this before we came into this segment, mine is not the football. It's the coaching. What plays are Texas going to run 3rd down, 4th down, and 1 and 2 to get first downs? Texas struggled with that last season and the season before. What are you going to do? What calls are you going to make on defense in those situations that I just talked about? Every Texas Longhorn fan that hears our voice right now is going, oh, my God, he preaching the gospel. Because all of us, how many times did me and you have phone calls during the game? Why are they 12 yards off the ball?
Yeah.
It happened too much. So coaching changes are the things that I think will be the most glaring this season over in seasons past because they have to.
Well, one of the things that our guy Ike pointed out is that he wants to see the O-line improve, the more consistent of the O-line, being able to run the football when needing to run the football.
You have to.
When, as we talked about, this is the first time that Sark hadn't had a 1,000-yard back in a while. So that means that certain things that were happening, we saw Arch Manning running for his life multiple times. So there has been things that have gone on that makes you understand that there's some spots that need to be cleaned up on that offensive line. We already know the ability of a Trevor Gooseby and the expectations of him moving forward. He's a first-round offensive lineman. He'll get his name called next season. We get that. Mm-hmm. But what are you going to do on that offensive line? We brought back Connor Robinson. So we already know that the center and the left tackle are locked in.
And Siani coming in adds another piece to that.
Yeah. And so if they can find a way to be consistent of on the offensive side of the ball, it will help the defense, because then you put those other teams in situations where you know they have to throw the ball. You got the freak on the outside in Colin Simmons being able to come off the edge. You're bringing in some talent that is going to help you on the defensive side of the ball. But that offense, being able to control the ball, can't tell you how many times we had that conversation about being able to control the clock for the last 5 minutes of the game. How can you do that? By being able to run the football.
Right.
So if Texas can do that, that will be a big part of their success as well.
What philosophy would you rather see? Texas had some really good scheme runs with Arch last year for third down and ones. Or would you rather see them line up in a passing formation and if it's not there, run the ball?
Well, I just, like anything else, if you can run the football, it changes, it opens up the play action. It makes it better for a quarterback like Arch Manning to be able to do that. He's going to be able to move with his legs just because he's that good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He makes things happen. And that's the part for me that I've always tried to say about, that's what I said about Quinn Ewers. It's like you can run to extend the play to get the first down to extend drives. You can do that. That doesn't have to be one of those, I got to throw it because this is the play that's called. Yes, if the play is open, throw the ball by all means. But just get a first down where we can keep the drive going and then we can reset. And those are some of the things that Arch will be able to do. And what we were talking about the offensive line, I said Connor Robinson at center, but I also forgot to mention Brandon Baker being able
down the guard.
to guard on the right side where he can be a road grader as well. And this could be a huge, huge year for them. Touching on what you talked about on the defensive side of the ball, you know, those guys got a lot of experience now too. You think about a Cade Phillips and what he was able to do. You see what you got from Grayson Littleton, two guys that were freshmen that played big minutes for this Texas Longhorn football team. And Grayson Littleton was a freshman All-American when you sit back and you look at his numbers and his ability. So if those guys can come out and play with that effort and you create moments for Ty Anthony Smith at the linebacker position and what he brought. Brad Spence played big in his minutes coming off the edge. So Texas has lined themselves up with some talent, some serious talent. Now it's just a matter of them being able to execute. You know, we mentioned a little bit about the special teams. Every part of our special teams this year of Texas's team is brand new. From the deep snapper, from the place kicker to the punter, everybody is new. So that is going to be something too when we look at Coach Banks getting that special team back to where it was a threat. Because if you can score on all three levels, offense, defense, and special teams, Texas is going to be tough. And we know, we talked about it yesterday with Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Texas is coming to the table as a number 2, 3, or 4 ranked team in the preseason poll. I know the polls don't mean anything. We've talked about that, but if there's going to be a number by it, you want it to be up at the top.
Yeah.
And Texas's number is going to be near the top because of the expectations of what we saw from Arch Manning, the expectations of what we've seen from Colin Simmons in that defensive side of the ball, and the acquisitions that Texas was able to make when you go out and you get Hollywood Smothers in the running back, Raleek Brown at the running back position. You go out and get a Cam Coleman, big-time wide receiver. You got Burkhalter, the wide receiver from Wake Forest. You went out and made plays, and you also returned Ryan Wingo, who is a playmaker, and Emmett Mosley,
who is the model of consistency and probably the best blocking wide receiver you have.
So you're going to have expectations. And that is why, to your point, this coaching staff has to make sure that they step up to the plate too.
Bingo. You have to, look, if you have all the ingredients in the kitchen and no chef, then what's the use of having it?
Right.
And Bo Masco has the highest grade in man-to-man coverage of anybody on that team. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in man coverage against this on this defense.
Well, he's going to get his opportunity because if you know anything about Will Muschamp, he likes to get dirty in there, and he wants to make sure that everybody bringing every time. Coming up next, will the Cowboys make a move for a former Texas Longhorn? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Hey guys, BK here from the Bucky and BK Show. We hope you'll join us every weekday afternoon on your drive home from 5 to 7. So excited to be a part of the Zone team. Can't wait to bring you all the best in sports and conversation every day from 5 to 7 on 1300 The Zone and the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Rush hour traffic this morning on I-35 northbound. Plan for 20 minutes to be out of your drive from Highway 45 to William Cannon. On the service road of 183 northbound, watch out for an accident before Spicewood Springs Road, and all lanes are blocked off due to a crash on 183 northbound at FM 1869. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by IHOP. Introducing the IHOP Value Menu. All your breakfast favorites like pancakes, eggs, bacon, or French toast are just $6 every day. Get a big, filling sit-down breakfast for only $6. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP.
Your group text is already heated, and a tip-off hasn't even happened yet. So keep it chill with a Bud Light. It's crisp, refreshing, and helps you type fewer hot takes because everybody knows that every text thread has a hot take. But grab a Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light is easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Hook 'em, y'all.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. August 18th, Moody Center. On sale this Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
Are you one of the 7% of adults in the United States who are searching for an alternative to sleeping in bed? Then let me introduce you to Z-Cliner, the revolutionary recliner designed by FlexSteel. The Z-Cliner, meticulously engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it an ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Z-Cliner is more than just a recliner. It's a personalized comfort experience. It features multiple power adjustments like recline, headrest, lumbar, zero gravity, reducing pressure on your body, tech integrations like charging ports for easy modern living. We know life can be messy, stressful. That's why Z-Cliner is upholstered in a moisture and stain-resistant fabric. Perfect for all-day enjoyment, even homes with pets and kids. Z-Cliner, a complete sleep solution. Get started. Unmatched comfort. ZCliner.com/Dan Patrick today to find a Z-Cliner at a store near you.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Celebrate the grand opening of Planet Fitness Lake Creek on North 183, Friday, February 27th from 6 to 8 p.m.
Meet Mark Henry from The Zone and Austin FC stars John Gallagher and Jaden Nelson. Only at Planet Fitness Lake Creek.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Coffee Shop Radio, acoustic rock, and the greatest singer-songwriters of the 90s to now. All night, come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. And Coffee Shop Radio goes commercial-free every weekend. We're going down, Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Coffee Shop Radio, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
It never stops here on AM 1300 The Zone, whether it's talking Texas football, college football with the transfer portal, and of course the court cases that are out there, or the NFL with the pending franchise tag and of course free agency. There's been a lot of discussion for the Dallas Cowboys to upgrade their defensive side of the ball. Rightfully so. They were dead last in almost every single category in the NFL. They got rid of Eberflus. They brought in Christian Parker, who is going to have his press conference today, meeting the Dallas media and being upfront with everyone. But there's news that is coming out that the Cowboys possibly could go after defensive end / linebacker Joseph Osai. Joseph Osai is somebody that the Cowboys and other teams are interested in that may be good financially for the boys to look at.
I think that would be great. I mean, to have somebody on the other side of Azaraku that is young enough still to, put in a lot of work. We talk about the veteran players being on a snap count, and hopefully they'll be able to keep Clowney.
That's another guy that I really want.
He could take a little pay cut because he is getting long in the tooth, but he would be a great option for somebody to come in and play either side. And you can allocate your draft picks to a linebacker and safety or linebacker and corner.
Well, there's a couple other names that have been floating out there for the Cowboys, and Fox NFL beat writer Greg Allman was speaking about a couple guys one guy in the secondary, one linebacker, one edge rusher, and of course the franchise tag. The franchise tag will definitely be asserted to George Pickens. There's no doubt about that in my mind. That is where the Cowboys are going to go, but that gives them the opportunity to sign him and trade him if that's what Mark wants. But you start looking at Ashanti Samuel Jr. He's a name from the Pittsburgh Steelers that could come in and be right day one starter at cornerback. Just come in and make plays.
Opposite Bland.
Another guy that is on the radar for the Cowboys is Devin Bush, the linebacker from the Cleveland Browns. Remember him? He was at Michigan at one point, an outstanding linebacker.
Incredible tackler.
They were talking also about Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney, he's got a lot of miles left on the tires because he normally don't sign until camp is over. He normally is not out there for every practice, and every time he steps on the field, he's been effective over the last 7 years. So this has been a good move for Jadeveon Clowney, but it could be a better move if he decides to stay with the Cowboys. And then, of course, we could talk about the franchise tag going to one George Pickens. If you're going to franchise anybody on the Cowboys, he definitely has to be the one that gets it.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. I mean, the most value and the guy that's up right now. And if you decide to franchise tag him, you also can trade him.
Right.
So, that would be my option, but that's not the sole purpose for putting the franchise tag on him. It's the sole purpose is to keep him.
Right.
And, so if you decide to keep him and you say, you know what, we're going to use the draft to upgrade our defense 2 players and go in free agency and pull the other 5 players we need.
Yeah.
But 5 players in free agency with signing George Pickens to the franchise tag means that $28 million that you got is going to go real fast.
Yeah.
Like you're going to use that, all of it. You might even be in the penalty afterwards. So,
well, CeeDee Lamb said that he will restructure his contract. I know that Dak Prescott will definitely restructure his contract to make sure that you can get the pieces that you need. Also, you look at what's happening across the NFL. You mentioned this a little bit. I don't remember if you talked about it on the air or maybe even off the air. We were talking about Tyreek Hill and what his situation is and possibly going back to Kansas City. Would Kansas City be in play to go and get a guy like George Pickens? Because it was reported by Adam Schefter that Patrick Mahomes has restructured his contract this week to free up some cap space as well.
If I was Patrick Mahomes, I would not restructure my deal to get another speed guy. If I was going to restructure my deal, it would be go to get Mike Evans, because Mike Evans' deal is coming up. They need a big monster wide receiver.
There's a lot of tread on them tires.
I know.
He puts up great numbers. I'm a big Mike Evans fan, by the way.
Beginning of the season, there was nobody outside of Jackson and Jigma that was doing as good as he was.
Right.
And then, of course, he had the hamstring. And at the end of the season was a concussion. It wasn't like he got injured, like he tore his ACL or anything. He got a concussion.
Yeah.
So, like, if you can have him bounce back from this concussion, which I'm sure he's fine now. I mean, it's been 6 weeks since he played.
Yep.
So, like, I would go with a guy that's rushed for 1,000 or received 1,000 yards for 10 years in a row over Tyreek Hill when we have 2 other guys that run 4.2 on the team already.
But are
you
they
going to put another one out there? You can't run that many flies.
Well, you don't necessarily have to, because Tyreek Hill is not afraid to go across the middle. He's been able to do that too. X-Man ain't going across the middle. I mean, he is definitely one that is too light. And we don't know what exactly the speed is going to look like
Mike
for Tyreek.
Evans will.
We don't know what the speed is going to look like for Tyreek Hill anyway. But if you can go out there and you can get a George Pickens, Pickens has been going across the middle. He's been showing that he's had that type of awareness to be able to get there. I'm not saying he's going to be there every single time, but you still may have Travis Kelce.
You're trading him already to Kansas City?
I want him to stay here. But but in your logic on a lot of trades, if you could get something.
Who are you and what did you do to Mike Hardge?
I'm not trying to get rid of him. I want him to stay with the Dallas Cowboys. But as you mentioned multiple times, financially, is it the right move for the Cowboys to go and do that? Or do they try to find somebody else? Their offense was the best in the NFL. Their defense was hot garbage, the dumpster juice, as you like to say, on the bottom of the trash can. They were bad. So they have to figure out the way to spend the right amount of money on that defense. And I think that is why they're talking about franchise tagging George Pickens, because they know what they have on that offense. They've got to free up some time on that defense.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna there's guys out there that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant was the safety that they came out and said that they're gonna target. Joseph Osai, that's new to me.
Yep.
I like hearing it though, because that means that they're not gonna waste a draft pick on defensive end, that they're gonna really put it into the secondary and that linebacker. But then you also said they're talking about bringing in Bush.
Yep.
So maybe they're going to put both picks in the secondary and not go in free agency in the secondary. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm just reporting on what they've said that they wanted.
Well, Daniel Jeremiah, who is really good at the draft analysis, but now it's so early in it that you can't really sink your teeth into it. But on the surface, he's saying that they will go after Jamad McCoy, defensive back from Tennessee. So that is a guy in the draft, the Tennessee Volunteers. And then they said with their second pick, they're going to go for an edge rusher out of Miami. And that is the draft pick courtesy of the Green Bay Packers. So as of right now, he has them going cornerback and edge rusher. going back to your point, that's 2 spots that the Cowboys need help in.
They still need 3 more guys.
And can be cheap because you drafted them.
Right.
So you have to be able to play that game. And Catboy, Stephen Jones over there trying to figure out how to manage this camp. It is important, it is important for them to understand where the needs are, how do we get there, and how do we do it at a lesser price.
And you can draft the positions where the money is so high at corner and end.
Yep.
Safety, you can get a guy for less than $8 million and they be really good.
Right.
Almost Pro Bowl level. So you got to do the math. And I think the Cowboys are smart. Did I say that out loud?
You did, and that is a mark the tape on that one.
Did I make a mistake?
You did.
I can't retract that?
Well, I mean, it's out there. It's in the sphere right now.
They have to make a smart move this year.
Well,
out of all years previous, this is the year they have to be very conscious about where they spend that money and who they get, because they had the worst defense in history.
Speaking of that defense, name to pay attention to: Sonny Styles.
Yes, sir.
Linebacker from Ohio State. Special player. And I'm still mad at him because I watched him beat the Quinn Ewers and the Texas Longhorns that game against Ohio State at the Cotton Bowl when we were there for that matchup. Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio Olympics update.
American Mac Forehand won silver in the men's freestyle big air final, earning his first Olympic medal. A dream come true for Forehand.
Doesn't feel real still. It probably won't feel real for the next week, so time to celebrate, I guess.
Troy Podmilsack and Connor Ralph finished just off the podium for the U.S. in 4th and 5th place. Coming up today, the U.S. men's hockey team beat Sweden in the quarterfinals. The U.S. went a perfect 3-0 in group play.
For NBC's live coverage from Italy, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked off due to an early morning crash on 183 northbound at FM 1869. On the westbound side of 290, watch out for a new accident around Lexington Street and some rush hour traffic at I-35 northbound, about a 20 to 23 minute delay from Highway 45 to William Cannon Drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Central Texas RV Super Sale. The Central Texas RV Super Sale is coming to Dell Diamond February 26th through March 1st. Compare hundreds of RVs side by side. See the newest models and find the right fit for your next adventure. Tickets are on sale now at centexrvsupersale.com.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion and Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Running for office means having something important to say. Radio is the most personal medium out there. Voters hear the real you, exactly the way you want to be heard. No filters, no AI, just your voice, your message. And it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Be on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Tired of one price online and another at the dealership? At Steel Round Rock GMC, no markups, no addendums, just transparent pricing. Plus, we made it easier than ever to find a vehicle to fit your budget. Visit SteelGMCRoundRock.com and shop by payment, like a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab lease for just $299 a month. Come see why we're the fastest growing GMC dealership in Central Texas. Steel GMC in Round Rock. Everything we do is driven by you. GMC, we are professional grade.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
Which way to spend?
Come on it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shop specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you. Cheers to savings.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather, a mix of sun and clouds for your Wednesday, a high in the low 80s. Tonight's low 65. Thursday, mostly cloudy early, afternoon sunshine, a high in the mid 80s.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green. Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour and get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com. Then sit back and relax.
This month, iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026 Winter Games. A legend from Sun Valley, Idaho, Hillary Knight is the ultimate captain of Team USA. Entering her record-breaking 5th Olympic Games, the veteran forward continues to be a scoring machine and physical force on the ice. With a resume already packed with gold and silver, she leads a hungry squad into Milano Cortina. Knight laces up her skates with one goal in mind, bringing the gold medal back home. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
You heard WWE Hall of Famer recognized as the world's strongest man. He didn't think Mark Henry, and he brings you world's strongest. Take it away, Hard. What time it is? What time is it? It's time for the world's strongest by the world's strongest man. Marcus, back then they didn't know. But now that I'm hot, they all on me. Well, here we are again, gentlemen. The world's strongest take. And this one is NCAA basketball headed towards March Madness edition. We have the top 25 right now. And Michigan Wolverines are at the top, one loss. Michigan has been playing really well. Houston has been at the number 2 spot. They lost recently. And none of the teams in the top 10 are without a loss. Duke has failed twice. Arizona has failed twice. The UConn has failed. Iowa State just lost. Purdue just lost yesterday. There were 6 teams in the top 25 that lost yesterday, which leads me to once you get past Florida, who was the national championship team last year, who has 6 losses right now. Once you get past them, you have to go all the way down in the 20s before you reach another team that we look at as, okay, they're on par being a top contender, which leads me to Texas. Texas is on a 5-game streak.
they have the potential to beat at least 3 more of these top 5 teams that they're going to play against coming up. Same thing with BYU. They're in the same category. Outstanding talents, but they're right now outside of the top 25. I feel like if Texas does win 3 of these next 5 games, that they will be ranked in the top 25. They'll be a guaranteed in. We won't be worried about whether or not they'll be, having to go through Dayton. They'll just be a lock. What say you?
I think Texas is already past that point as far as being into the tournament. We heard that yesterday. We've seen it. If you go and look at what the CBS has as Texas, they have Texas as an 8 or 9 seed in the NCAA tournament. We've seen them start playing they start playing good basketball, trending in the right direction with each other. I think what Sean Miller has created here is accountability. I think he's got these guys in a position of understanding. He talked about it last night. He benched Jordan Pope, and if he could have ran him up the hill and ran him back down in time to check him back into the game, he would have done it. He didn't turn his back on him. He's like, hey, I'm telling you to pay attention. And if you can get the buy-in on what the expectations are coming in. Now, along the way, there's definitely been bumps in the road. Definitely bumps in the road. But if you look at his track history and what Sean Miller has been able to do, the team has found a way to galvanize with each other, especially when you got a guy like Dalen Swain playing the way that he's been able to play, and Tremont Mark. You remember, we didn't play the sound for it, but I was part of Sean Miller's media availability the other day, and he had mentioned, remember at the beginning of the season, he started Tremont Mark at the point guard position. Right. Well, Tremont Mark missed the entire offseason because he had shoulder surgery. So it wasn't fair for him to be put in that position because he hadn't been able to do the things that we wanted him to do. You thought he was going to be experienced enough to go out there and handle it. But now you look at it and you say, all right, this team is starting to play the way we expected them to play when Sean Miller took over. You talked about their next few games. They are on the road against the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday. That game tips off at 2:30. You can listen to it on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. And, of course, you can watch it on the SEC Network. On that following Wednesday, Florida comes to town. They play at 6 o'clock right here on ESPN2. So you get another quad win in that moment. Right. You also look at Texas A&M, you go there, and then you finish with Arkansas and Oklahoma. So Texas is putting themselves in a great position as far as seeding. You win 5 SEC conference games. You have done you have put yourself in a great, great spot. So we'll see exactly where this team is. But watching the NCAA like we have been and paying attention to all the games, I wouldn't put anything past Texas. The only thing that Texas needs to do at this particular time is come out of halftime in a better way.
And not foul jump shooters.
And not foul that. But if they can do those things, come out and continue to play the ball that you've been playing, but not lose that edge when you come out of halftime, that is the biggest part right there.
Well, you also got to have the mentality of playing not to lose.
Yep.
And when you say, look, we need to go out here and take the game. We need to go and win the game. We're not going to rest on our laurels. We have a lead, so we're not going to go out here and try not to make mistakes.
Right.
You got to keep playing.
Yep. And I believe Texas is putting themselves right in that situation because as they continue to roll and play the way that they are, success breeds confidence. And the confidence that they are playing with right now is the confidence that we need to see to continue as they hit the road, come back home, then get back on the road, and then finish at home against Oklahoma.
Hey, you see what we did? We agreed.
I don't think we
Yeah, we did.
No.
Are we best friends?
No. I think there's processes to this. I mean, when it comes
we
to
said the same thing.
Did we?
Yeah. We agreed. Marcus, didn't we agree?
Retract everything that I just said if it led us to that. Everything that I said.
It's too late. It's too late.
Put that in the
Ladies and
spirit.
gentlemen.
No, don't do it.
We're
Don't
best friends now.
Don't believe it, folks. Don't believe it. When we come back, we'll close out the show. But there's some stuff that needs to happen. And this is one of the things that has just really grinded my gears.
Oh, no.
And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to give a shout out to the Texas tennis team right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
We're Madison Square Garden. Well, Dick Vitale would come in. Craig, it's good to see you. How are you? It's awesome with a capital A. I think Rick Barnes has an outstanding team. I said, Dick, I appreciate the time. Thanks very much. Rick, it's great to see you. I hear Dan Schulman, who's doing the play-by-play, goes, you realize you just called Craig Rick? He goes, Craig, wait, you got to let me straighten it out. You got to give me another chance. Let me fix it.
Hang out with Craig on AM 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked off due to an early morning crash on 183 northbound at FM 1869. On the westbound side of 290, watch out for a new accident around Lexington Street and some rush hour traffic at I-35 northbound, about a 20 to 23-minute delay from Highway 45 to William Cannon Drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
Hardge here in February means President Day savings all month long at Covert Chevy Hutto. This is the perfect time to fall in love with the new Chevy in a deal that leads the way. Right now, get $15,000 off of MSRP on select new 2025 Silverados 1500s and $9,000 off of MSRP on select new 2025 Suburbans and Tahoes. See dealer for details. Just powerful Chevys, hometown hospitalities, and savings worth committing to. That's Covert Chevy Hutto right off of Highway 79. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive. And they're now open Saturdays.
Introducing True Earnings Checking from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Earnings that are almost too good to be true. Earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. It's simple. Just deposit at least $1,500 in new money and make 15 debit card transactions each month. No minimum balance, no monthly fees. Even if you miss the requirements. Open your account online or at any of our 24 Austin area locations. Visit atfcu.org to learn more. Rates subject to change without notice. Federally insured by NCUA.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Some things you never forget, like your first bite of Tumble 22 hot chicken. Crispy outside, juicy inside, and packed with Texas-style flavor. Whether you want it painless or hot enough to burn your boots off, every piece is made fresh and fried golden, with 6 heat levels for every fan. And Pflugerville, things just got hotter. Tumble 22 is now serving up the heat right off I-35. How hot can you handle? Come hungry, leave happy. Visit the newest Tumble 22 2022 in Pflugerville.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting saber-tooth zip ride or pan for gemstones. Take the wild cave tour or the hidden passages tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Longhorns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. If you missed any parts of the show, get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. And of course, we always want you to be downloading the iHeartRadio app. It's free. It's free. And that means that you get an opportunity to hear us, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way.
That's right.
And the Craig Way Show. And then, of course, followed by Bucky and BK. They will be on today because there's no games. There's no games today for the Texas Athletics on regular scheduled programming. Speaking of no games were played yesterday as the Texas tennis team does something that they have never done in their history. The number 7th ranked Texas men's tennis team wins the program's first indoor national championship as they defeated the number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes 4-2 to get their victory. It is the first time, as I mentioned, that Texas has ever won the indoor national title. And of course, it's the second time that they've been there, first time to get it done. So kudos to the tennis team for winning their first national championship.
Man, congratulations.
No doubt about it.
That's so awesome because to have the opportunity to win a championship is special. Nevertheless, to go there and get the job done.
Good job, Texas men's tennis team. In other news, yesterday in college basketball, there was a play that ended up happening in the Michigan State UCLA basketball game, and something that has never been done before happened as well.
Long cross-court pass will get a free run for Cooper. He gets fouled hard from behind by Jamerson, and Cooper gets right in Jamerson's face because of the hard foul. Jamerson stood his ground. Now remember, Jamerson, a student here at Michigan State. Mick Cronin says, "I want you out."
Yeah, Mick is sending
wow.
He's sending him to the locker room because Cooper is way out there, right? You don't want to hurt anybody this late in the game. Cooper is way out there for a dunk. You don't want to be dirty. You know what I mean?
Well, and here's the thing.
And I don't think he was dirty. I saw the play multiple times. He got the ball. Yes, he was attacking him from behind, but the dude is about to dunk and they're up 20 points. that means that you're trying to show out in front of your home fans, and that to me was not cool. So Mick Cronin ejected his own player. Send him to the
showers.
Him to the locker room near the end of the game. But the question was asked to Tom Izzo. Have you ever seen that before?
I felt for Mick. His team's a lot better than that. And I guess he upgraded that to a flagrant 2, huh? That's the first time I saw a coach do it, but that sounds like Mick, so he'll get that straightened out.
Oh, Mick, yeah. Times are getting a little bit tough for you when you start to look across the landscape of the NCAA. Coaches doing some things that are, I don't know. I don't know if you should eject your own player. I don't think that. If you want to take it to the locker room. It doesn't set a
good standard.
If you want to take it to the locker room and have that conversation with them afterwards, you were down 20 at the half. It ain't his fault that you're down 20. There's a lot that is happening. You come back, you make it better in the second half. You go, you get outscored by 3 in the second half, but you go out there and you play. UCLA is sitting at 17-9. He wasn't having a good night. He was probably upset with the effort of that team. You heard it in Tom Izzo's voice, but aren't coaches always telling you to play hard through the whistle?
I believe that, but you brought it to my attention that he just has a bad demeanor a lot of times.
Very.
And I didn't see that until that last interview where he basically berated the and tried to verbally manipulate the other announcer. I mean,
the
interviewer.
Yeah, the journalist.
And I was like, man, why was he just being a pissed?
Yeah,
he's just being like argumentative for no reason at all.
Yep.
So that kind of turned me against him when I was for him.
Yeah. Well, and again, man, there's different strokes for different folks. There's different ways to handle things, but professionally, there's a way to go about it. And I understand these coaches are under a lot of stress and a lot of angst about their position and what is important. But again, you can be critical of a player without trying to embarrass him.
Yeah, sit
in
him
front
down.
of everybody. You walked him you told him to go to the locker room.
In front of
everybody. And
Yeah.
not only that, you are setting a precedent now that when you're always going to be able to divide and conquer, right? Like, so everybody's looking at it. There's old school heads that are like, oh yeah, that was great coaching. Oh man, I would have done the same thing. And then you got others that are like, man, what are you doing? Like in today's college athletics, there's a place and a time for everything. And not only college, high school, middle school, however you want to go about it, there's a place and a time for everything. And whatever happened to the moment of behind closed doors, whatever happened to that? If you want to discipline him,
when you start paying people, that's what happened. When you start paying people, you got to hold people accountable by the purse string. You can't punish them by saying, look, I need you to go sit at the bench. Okay, I'll go sit at the end of the bench. I'll be playing for Florida next year.
That can still happen.
It still could happen.
That can still happen.
He'll definitely be playing for Florida next year if you send him to the locker room.
Yeah.
That was a bad look.
I mean, that to me, there's again, I get it. If you want to coach him hard and do the things that you need to do, but you just told him to go to the locker room in the middle of a game. I don't care if there was 20 seconds left or 2 minutes left. Either way, you're wrong. You didn't even give him an opportunity to apologize to Coach Izzo or the player even. My bad, I was just trying to hustle. There's moments for that. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. And just remember this, folks, we're going to be better tomorrow. Eric Henry of Horns 247 will be joining us. Coach Jim Schlossnagle will be previewing Michigan State and recapping the first weekend of college baseball. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
World's Strongest Man Mark Henry here, and it's another week closer to the grand opening of Round Rock's newest and soon-to-be best sports bar in Austin, Rowdy Cowboy. They have 32 draft beers and craft cocktails and 70 big screen TVs. Their Texas-sized menu, from everything handmade onion rings to choice steaks, and of course, the hottest Rowdy Cowgirls in Texas. So saddle up and get ready to hit the trail to Rowdy Cowboy for the grand opening March 13th. Doors open at 11 a.m. I-35 north of the 45 loop.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for